Today we got an opportunity. Today we got an opportunity to speak with Elmer Gonzalez. He is a Southern California realtor, completely blasted, according to him, not as much as me. But we talked about real estate, religion, family, and the fact that some friends don't support you like they say they do on social media. Hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below. Keep swinging, and we appreciate you. Hope to see you on the next one. Take care. You good?
Dang, dude, you go all out, huh? That's
Yeah, man. I want my shit to look
So,
fucking
a
good.
legit podcast? Wait, so do you have an actual podcast?
So I have a lot of them banked, and then what I'm doing is just so you know, you're the far right, so that's your audio. This
Okay.
here, if you tap it, it'll mute you. So try not to tap it.
Okay, did I mute it now? No.
Huh?
Oh, you're saying this button right
Yeah.
here? Oh, okay.
Because then otherwise you'll be muted. And I've done that mistake where it's like filming and then like I'll tap it and then I'm fucking done. Let me do 1, 2, 3.
What's that mean?
So that helps me because shit, never mind. That don't even fucking matter. I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3. So what it is, it's I'm recording on a bunch of different channels. It's an audio channel where we have the camera, we have the mics, I have another camera right there. And so they're all separate, right? And then the only way to combine it, or the easiest way to combine it, is if I have peaks in audio. So I can have the full video, and then then I'll have the audio, and then right now that I just clap, you'll see 3 different peaks. And all I do is just match it with my action.
So that's what I'm seeing right there. It's those 3. Well, right now I only see 2, so I'm talking, and then we have one right there on the left, one on the right.
Yeah, you're
The
the one
green.
on the
I'm the one on the right, right?
the one on the right, yeah. So then on yours, just try to, the mic should be like a fistful away.
Cool.
Yeah, you're kind of far.
Oh, I'm a little far.
Yeah, pull it closer.
I saw the video of that the girl that you brought in where she works her way around the mic.
She's like hula hooping into it. Yeah, what's funny is everybody that's come in after her, they all reference that
Really?
video. Yeah, they're like, dude, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up.
That's hilarious.
The cool part about it is she was okay with it, with me making fun of her. You know what I mean? Because girls are a little bit more.
Well, it's not that serious of a thing. It's like I think that's kind of the cool thing about the podcast. No?
Yeah,
it's like it's just meant to be a little funny and like lighthearted, you know. And then also
yes,
to talk business, depending on who you're with.
Depending on who you're with, because I've had people in here where it's just like, don't post that, don't post that, don't post that. They're just,
really?
Yeah, they manage their social media 100% business. Like, I'm not joking with you. I'm not kidding with you. I'm not cracking any type of like inappropriate comments, which I get. Right? That's how some people are. But then look at you and I.
Yeah.
Fully blasted.
Not fully, dude. You're way more than me.
But still, though, plugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's different, man. I just think sometimes I was talking to an agent 2 nights ago, and part of what he was saying is I don't want to be that guy online. Like I don't want to just be like business, business, business. I'm like, you don't have to be. Like you can be whoever you want to be, right? You can present a certain side of you that you don't necessarily present to your clients. So 2 weeks ago, an agent told me, hey, do you talk to our client how you speak to me? And I've known her for years. Like she's a friend. I said, no, absolutely not. There's no way that I would joke with them the way that I joke with you. She said, well, I'm going to tell you something. The client said you're super boring. That you never crack jokes. that you're very serious and it's all business. They like you, but that you're very boring. That it's like speaking to like a math professor.
Yeah.
She goes, "Could you do me a favor and can you speak to them the way you speak to me?" I said, "Yeah, of course I can, right?" But that's the thing. Like I've always, me personally, like when it's business.
Yeah.
And then my social media, it's more like of a artistic
Yeah, you're dancing.
platform.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah.
people use it like strictly for business, and I want it to be portrayed a certain way. And for me, it's more like I just want people to know like the personal side of me,
Right.
which is different.
Well, that's what separates you from the other lender not doing anything, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so, man.
I think so, dude.
Yeah.
I think people recognize you're dancing anyway. They're just like, oh, that's the guy. You
Or
know?
the guy with the mustache.
Yeah. With the hats and the Laker jersey. Like, that's George.
Yeah, someone told me like, "Ah, dude, don't shave your mustache. That makes you you." I'm like, "Man, shut up. I'm gonna shave it just because you said that." Like, you can't hold on to anything for too long,
No.
man. Everything ends.
Yeah.
The good stuff, the bad stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's like my wife.
Yeah.
No, my wife tells me all the time. She goes, "Oh, don't shave your beard. I don't like it."
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the next day I'll shave it.
Yeah. I'm like, nope.
Well, guess what? You have a ring on your finger and you're stuck with me. So, yeah,
when did
what
you
are
guys
gonna
get
do?
married?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, November
That's cool,
18th.
man.
Just in case. I know.
November 18th.
Yeah, November 18th. Yeah.
So where did you guys go on your honeymoon?
We didn't do one because
Okay.
we had. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, man.
Because we had. Was Roman? Yeah, because Roman was already born. So we did, and he was maybe 5 or 6 months old.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to just leave him with family, you know? So we did it last year. We went on our honeymoon and we went to Sayulita.
So what?
Sayulita?
What the hell's that?
It's near.
Who is that?
It's in Mexico.
Sayulita?
It's near Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like an hour drive from there. It's in the jungle.
That's cool, man.
It was pretty dope.
It's a different kind of heat in Mexico.
Yeah, you know, you know what though? It was humid.
Yeah.
But as far as like heat, it wasn't bad. It was like a very small town, and I was telling Miranda like, there's a lot of locals, but there's also a lot of, you can tell, just a lot of Americans that went there, and then were like, I'm not going home, and they just stayed.
It's a slower way of life.
For sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like every time one thing on vacation is that people are really, really nice. Like the majority of people are really nice.
Yeah.
The people that are traveling and the people that are there. And I think it's because people are completely disconnected from life and they're enjoying life. They're enjoying moments. But the second part is how slow things are. So like in Mexico, for example, it's not like here we're rushing everywhere. Like right now, you said you were on the 15, on the 10, or the 91. I don't know. You're on the 405.
91 to the 15 to the 10. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's just like jam packed. You're trying to get there. You're trying to get to a location. Then after you do that, then you got another thing going. It's like you're always on the go.
Yeah.
Versus in Mexico, it's like, there's the beach. We can have something to eat.
Yeah.
Like you don't feel that as an American coming in.
For sure.
Yeah, it's nice, dude.
Yeah, but you could just tell. Like you could tell some people just went there and they were like, "Hey, I'm here to surf on vacation." And then,
how'd you guys pick that spot?
Miranda went there before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she went there on like a little family vacation.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then so I'd never been anywhere aside from Rosarito because that's where my dad was. And I was like, dope. You know,
that's cool. You guys plan on doing anything special like for this year? You plan that far ahead or no?
Not really, dude. We're going. So Miranda's pregnant. So
tell me.
Yeah,
congratulations.
So thank you. So Miranda's pregnant. Next month we're gonna go see my dad in Loreto. Have you been there?
Loreto, is it Mexico?
Yeah.
Is it like across? Oh, it's
near La Paz.
I have no.
It's
never
dope,
been.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like small little town, like the smallest little town on the water that you could get. It's so far out in the middle of nowhere that they don't have meat.
Oh, wow.
It's mostly fish. It's mostly seafood.
So it's like, what do you fly into the airport and then how long's the drive?
The airport's in the middle of the town. Like I'm telling you, it's a small town.
It's like a little like maybe like Rialto Airport or like Upland Airport, like a little tiny
It's a
Airport?
one strip.
Yeah.
One strip. The planes pull in. They do a 360, pull out. And
Oh,
you're flying
wow.
right over the houses just to land in there, and that's it.
I gotta go to Loreto, Mexico.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my
So you guys
dad,
are going when?
June 8th through the 11th to see my dad for his birthday.
Oh, dude, that's like in 2, 3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he just started a church. He's the head pastor of a church out there.
Uh-huh.
So, and it grew since the last time I saw him. So we're just gonna go check it out and hang
Are
out
you
with family.
religious?
I am Christian.
Yeah.
So yes. Yeah.
I mean, there's levels, right?
Right. Yeah.
There's levels to it.
But well, I mean, we go to church, and yeah, I mean, I would say the one thing that I personally don't do enough, but it's on my vision board, and it's one of my goals is to go to church more and be even closer to God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty religious. Yeah, we're pretty involved in church and whatnot.
Do you guys go every Sunday?
No, no,
Yeah.
we try to watch the live stream every Sunday.
Yeah.
We go to Calvary Chapel in Chino Hills,
Okay.
and I'm not sure if you've seen the pastor. His name's Pastor Jack,
Okay. No.
and it's a I guess it would be considered a mega church
Hmm.
where they have thousands and thousands and thousands of people there, to where they have the main chapel, then they have an outside area, and then they have their live stream where there's tens of thousands of people watching
That's
at a
crazy.
time. It's nuts.
What's important to you about that? Like, how does it like? Well, I would imagine that if it's important to you, that it impacts your life and what you do every day, like how
Yeah.
you view the world and your
Yeah.
actions.
Well, because you also met me when I was what?
Dude, I've known
I
you
think
for
I was
years.
19.
I've known you
Maybe-
since you were a pup.
Yeah, because when I joined Javier's team,
Uh-huh.
I was 20.
Uh-huh.
I'm 26 now. I'll be 27 in July.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't have. Actually, did you have facial hair then?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have facial hair since I
Since I
was
was
16.
12.
Since I was 16. But no, I mean, when I joined Javier's team, before I was married, before I had, kids, soon to be
Yeah.
kids, plural, um, I was pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and being around Javier wasn't, man.
We won't say what Javier it is.
Yeah, he was a mentor, but a very fun mentor.
Yeah.
Wasn't all business. It was more like 50% business, and then the other 50 was like, "Hey, Elmer, it's Tuesday. It's
Yeah.
11 a.m. It's time to go to Yard House. So let's go."
You know what I think, honestly, man, like part of when you end up with an older mentor or someone that's,
Mhm.
let's say, been in the business a while,
Mhm.
is that they have a different freedom than the person that's being mentored,
Mhm.
right? Like he may have had that freedom,
Yeah.
and it's hard for you to say no to that freedom because
Oh,
it's
for
like,
sure.
oh shit, okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
how can you stay committed when that person's doing that? But then it's almost from them, it's like, okay, let me see if they actually stay there or if they
Mhm.
actually come with me.
Yeah.
And I've had that where people, quote unquote, have been tested,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh, I just want to see if they come.
Mhm.
And it's like, if they take the bait, all right, cool.
Yeah.
That's no problem. Like, I'm not going to judge them. But
Yeah.
now I know how serious they are.
Mhm. But see, I was with Javier on Javier's team for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I left, and then I came back for another like 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's not like we would plan like, oh, we're gonna go out and we're just gonna, drink and blow off work for the next 6
Right.
hours and stay out till 10 or 11 p.m.
Yeah. It just happens.
Yeah, we'd be like, oh, let's get sushi, and then Javier would be like, okay, hey, sake bombs. I'd be like, okay, dope. And then he'd be like, hey, you know what? Let's just go to Rancho. We'll grab an appetizer from Yard House.
Yeah.
And then we'd stay there, and then you'd see Mike come in,
Mhm.
and then you'd come in,
Yeah.
and it just everybody suddenly shows up there, and it's like the spot.
It's he was saying recently, he's like, dude, I'm working like 7 days a week right now.
Yeah.
It's like before, probably like during those times, it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, I could take a day off. I can go golf. I can take
Yeah.
off 3 or 4 days.
Mhm.
Business was different.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
Mhm.
no, I need to work
Yeah.
like to keep that pipeline going.
For sure. Yeah.
So then when you were younger, you're a little crazy.
Mhm.
And well, obviously things change. You got married, you got kids.
Mhm.
And then at that point in time, is it like your faith helped you with that? Did it not help you with that?
No, I just think it got stronger. because a lot of the stuff that I was doing at the time, I mean, for sure, I just wouldn't want my kids to do it, you know, son or daughter. Um, and I think it's just a good way to stay grounded if you need it. You know, some people it's not for them, and they're more free spirited, and we have friends that are, you know, more free spirited, and we still love them. You know,
Yeah.
they're super cool people to be around, and but I think in my case scenario, with just my personality type too, yeah, I think it keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
Um, gives me something to look forward to, you know, in the future,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's something that my kids will have be able to follow, you know, if they choose to, and have good morals and values in the future.
I think it's what you said. It's what works for you.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
exactly.
a lot of times, like, for example, like with me not drinking, right? I'd love to drink.
Hmm.
Woo! Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm that personality. I'm that energy. Like, let's go right now. I'm ready.
Yeah.
So if I'm like this with no alcohol,
Hmm.
now put alcohol in me.
Yeah, I've never met you with alcohol.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You've known how crazy I am without alcohol.
Hmm.
And so I had to recognize that it's not good for me.
Yeah.
And this is what works for me.
Hmm.
And just like you said, I love and appreciate everybody who's still, because sometimes people will apologize and they'll say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm drinking. Is that all right?"
Hmm.
Like, they're trying to, um, I don't know, I guess understand the fact that I
Hmm.
don't drink. It's like, nah, dude, like,
Yeah.
I'll order you another shot right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll drink vicariously
Yeah.
through you, and it doesn't bother me.
Right.
And the same thing I would imagine, like with religion or your faith.
Hmm.
It's nice when someone can say, "This is what works for me and my family,"
Hmm.
and we still love everybody
Yeah.
else. I was sharing on a TikTok live the other day, um, because I went to a church once, and the guy came up to me. He's like, "Have you accepted Jesus
Hmm.
Christ, your Savior?" Wait, what is it? Jesus Christ, your whatever that
Yeah. Yeah.
term is. And I'm like, "No, I haven't, but I'm
Hmm.
here to learn. That's why I want to know." And
Yeah.
he's like, "So are you willing to accept him right now?" I said, "No,
Yeah.
I'm not."
Hmm.
And he goes, "Well, then you're going to hell."
No way.
Dude, I was like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "You are going to
Mhm.
hell."
Wow.
Like right in my face, dude. I'm like, "Yeah, this is not the spot for me, man."
Well, you know, those are people that I think there's Christians that make Christians look bad
Right.
too. I think it's the people that do that
Yeah,
where they're
dude, I'm
just
like,
like,
I'm here to learn. That's what
yeah,
I'm trying to find out, but I don't know you. We haven't
hmm,
talked. I'm here to, you know,
yeah, to explore. You know,
explore.
it
Yeah,
took me a
exactly.
few times. Um, I went to Mexico to see my dad in Rosarito, and I stayed with him for maybe a couple weeks because he was going through a hard time out there. And I went to church with him, you know, 2 or 3 times throughout that time frame because he started, I believe it's mentoring for the church just to become a pastor.
Yeah.
And the first time during, I think it was at the end of service where they say, okay, so they play music and they say, now if you have a feeling like God is calling you to join us,
Yeah.
stand up and meet me at the walk to the front of the stage.
Yeah.
Dude, I have stage fright like nobody else. So like even just knowing somebody like 10 people are going to be watching me walk up from the back of the venue or the chapel, I was like, I'm never raising my hand and getting up there. And then they were like, and then they play music for like 5 minutes and they're sitting there and they just sort of say it over and over. Now's the time if you want to. You know, it's okay if you're nervous, if you're afraid, just feel free. And remember feeling this like weird like feeling in my chest, and I was like, am I supposed to get up and go right now? You know? And I didn't. I was just like, no, I'm not going in. No, no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then went to the second one and same thing. And they're like, so you know, if you've been here before and you've been in this position, you might start feeling something in your chest, and that's the Holy Spirit telling you to go. It's your time. Felt it again. I was like, no. And the third time, finally, I got up and I went. Yeah, towards the end.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah, I felt like I was floating to the front.
Things like that. It's like my family wasn't brought up. like with religion.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather was religious, but it was never instilled in us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess we would say the Padre Nuestro, the our whatever the normal prayer is, our Father who
Mm-hmm.
art in heaven. I don't even know it in English, right? Like I know it in
Oh,
Spanish.
really?
No,
Oh,
I know it in
interesting.
Spanish. So we would pray, but it wasn't like my parents are very liberal, like
Mm-hmm.
very liberal. My mom is extremely liberal.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like, man, you joke with your mom. Like, I could never talk to my mom like
Mm-hmm.
that. It's like, dude, my mom's super cool,
Yeah.
you know. And so, I remember this one time, dude. My grandfather, like one particular time, some girl had cheated on me, and I was so fucking heartbroken like a little puppy, man. And I remember I was sitting in my driveway, dude. I was sitting in my driveway. I had just gotten home. I was a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
probably like I think it was like 6, 7 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, a teenager getting home at that
Uh-huh.
time. So I was about 19, and I was sitting in my silver M3 convertible.
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
It's a nice car.
Badass car,
Yeah.
making a lot of money, and I just been cheated on. And I remember he prayed,
Mm-hmm.
and he prayed for comfort and peace.
Mm-hmm.
And he put his hand on me. He's like, I just pray for comfort, for peace. He said
Mm-hmm.
several words, and I just felt this peace.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so again, I'm not a religious person.
Mm-hmm.
It's been around me. Um, I was baptized, so I think maybe Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably like,
That's what I was. Yeah.
yeah, Catholic.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
what I
my
was born and
grandfather
raised.
was like Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so a friend of mine was recently going through something. I just said, look, I don't know what to say. Like I can't say I'm going to pray for you because I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
But in the words of my grandfather, and he was very religious, I would say I hope that whatever you believe in brings you
Mm-hmm.
comfort and peace.
Yeah.
So it's like that thing where it's like you feel something and
Mm-hmm.
then you're pulled to it,
Mm-hmm.
right? You
For
you
sure.
gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
And it makes you a better man. I assume it makes you a better man,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So better father, better partner.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
I'm happy you came.
Me too, dude.
I'm happy that you cold called me
Yeah.
accidentally.
Yeah. Dude, I heard your voice and I was like, oh, this is George. Yeah. Yeah. I thought about hanging up on you,
You're like,
before you could say, oh, dude, it happens all the time.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
I
funny.
was, I'll stay on the phone. You know what I started doing recently?
Hmm.
I started taking, I can't call it an ice bath because that'll be fake
Hmm.
news, but cold plunges in the morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How is that?
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's good. It's good. I started seeing a really successful realtor at my office started doing them every morning, and he'd just go in his jacuzzi
Mhm.
and he'd show it's like 59, 60 in there. And I don't know if that's cold enough to do what it's supposed to do, but I still think it's a great way to start your day. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. And so I just like completely shifted my schedule. I started waking up at 4:45.
Wow.
The earliest I wake up is 7:30.
Yeah.
So this is my second week. So I'm up at 4:45. I'm at the gym by 5:15. I'm back home by 6:30. At like 6:40, I'm in the cold plunge in the jacuzzi for 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And I'm out and then, head to the office. But my thing is, even if it's just like, even if there are no real health benefits to it, right? Because
Mm.
one of my brother-in-law was like, that shit's stupid. he was like, you are doing that for no reason. Like,
Yeah.
that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Pretty much clowning on me. And I was like, but you know what, dude? Like, even if all of the health benefits are fake,
Yeah.
I go, it's still like a really good way to start your day.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting like a spike adrenaline boost. And I'm like, then, throughout the day when bad stuff happens, you're like, shit, dude, I got it in freezing cold water this morning. It's not that bad.
It's the part about it, dude, and I know this is gonna sound weird. Excuse me. What I told one person a while back was there's so many different worlds,
Mhm.
right? And what I mean by that is once you leave here, right now we're in this moment, we're together, we're sharing it, we're talking
Mhm.
about what we're talking about.
But you have this world, right? Which is like your family, your kids,
Mhm.
your work. Everything that you do is your world. I
Yeah.
have my world, my own
Mhm.
worldview, right? So both of you and I could be sitting here and you could be saying the world sucks,
Mhm.
and I could be saying the world is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Mhm.
So if the perspective of the cold plunge gives you a better day, better
Mhm.
energy, it's like, then why knock it?
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of people that I make fun of online,
Mhm.
and I say, well, what are you guys gonna like kumbaya and do meditations before you guys go do open houses?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of groups out there that,
Yeah.
right now are they're implementing a lot of that.
Mhm.
They're implementing a lot of things that I'm gonna make fun of you of.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I can make fun of my friends, right? I can make fun of you
Yeah.
totally all day
Mhm.
long, and you'll laugh with me.
Yeah.
But if I make like fun of somebody else online, it's like sometimes people are a little bit sensitive. But
Well,
at the end of the day, I'm super sensitive.
everybody is.
But at the end of the day, if I think if you love someone, if you care about someone, it's like it's okay to make fun of them.
Mhm.
But it's also okay to understand that that's what works best for them.
Yeah.
And my grandfather, this is the weird part. When we were kids, he would always take cold showers.
Mm.
Always. And he would tell us as kids, take cold showers. Like this whole arm, dude,
Mhm.
it's Native American and cowboys.
Mhm.
So cowboys and Indians. Because I grew up watching Westerns with my grandfather and my dad. And he would always say, he's like, the Native Americans. He goes, imagine how the Native Americans would, take a shower, cold showers.
Yeah.
You jump in the river, cold shower.
Mhm.
Why were they so strong? And he would say those things. And so then now you have Joe Rogan and all these other people
Mhm.
that do the
Yeah.
plunges, and I'm like, fuck, my grandpa was right, and he didn't have no science.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
it's like when you turn on the cold shower, you're
Yeah. Oh, dude.
like,
You get a little light. You get a little like almost blackout.
yeah.
Yeah, and then that happens too when you get in an ice bath. You have little moments where
But
you're
you
like,
do
"What the
you
hell?"
literally pour ice, like ice,
No, so
or are you doing it just super cold water right now?
I'm just getting in the jacuzzi. Like it's cold. It's like
Yeah,
60 degrees, but it has to be more. So I'm gonna get an ice bath pretty soon and fill it up with ice and go for
yeah.
the full. You know,
You should record that.
I will. I was planning on it, but I don't think people care. I feel like it's just gonna be my brother-in-law saying you're done.
I'll watch it. I'll make
Yeah,
fun of you.
yeah, that would work. But yeah, no, I think it's awesome. The first week for sure, I think I was riding on like a cold plunge high.
Yeah.
Dude, I was getting to the office and I was like,
What
the
time are you
abs-
going to the office now?
I get in by 8, 8:10, like
Yeah.
after all the after making breakfast and all that stuff. But I'm telling you, dude, I'd get to the office, like my drives, just like sitting at my desk, like walking out to like go get a coffee. Dude, I was feeling amazing. I'm not even kidding. I went to Panera.
Uh-huh.
I never go to Panera. I went to Panera, dude. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get something healthy for lunch today.
Yeah.
Went into Panera and I just like ordered a sandwich and normally I'm like pretty quiet. Like I don't
Yeah.
show too much emotion. I'm just pretty like straight, whatever. Um, and the lady was like, "Oh, what can I get for you?" And I was like, "Oh, let me try this sandwich." But I was in a really good mood, so I was like a little upbeat. And I was like, "I'll try that sandwich. How's that one?" She's like, "It's good." I was like, "Sweet." And she was pretty just like serious.
Yeah.
Like not, she didn't seem like she was in the best mood, having the best
Mm.
morning. She's like, "Can I get you a coffee with that?" I was like, "Oh no, I already had two." I was like, "I'm perfect. Like I'm doing good." And she showed zero like emotion or nothing. And she was just like, "Okay, it's this much." And I was like, "Here's my card." And I walked out of there. I was like, "Man, people have to match my energy out here, dude." I was
Yeah.
feeling so good,
It's
and I'm not sure why. Don't know if it's just like the new experience of like doing that.
but if you feel it and it's working, keep doing it. It's what I
Yeah,
would say. Right?
yeah.
It's like I hate working out in the morning.
Mhm.
I'm super sleepy when I work out, dude. I haven't
Mhm.
worked out like in maybe 4 months.
Yeah.
I tried to start this week, and then my car went to shit, so it completely threw off my
Yeah.
schedule. Um, but I thoroughly enjoy working out midday.
Mhm.
Like middle of the day, like just block it out,
Mhm.
work out.
I would too.
Right. It's like I've always enjoyed when I used to run a lot. I used to like running at noon, high
Mhm.
noon, like sun just baking
Yeah.
you, dude. I love it.
Mhm.
and people like it, running in the morning or at night when it's kind of cool or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think if it works for you, like, why not? Who's it hurting?
Yeah.
Other than your brother-in-law's, that's
Yeah.
well, it's not hurting him. It's just giving him ammo
No,
to make
yeah.
fun of you. So
Yeah. It's gonna happen either way if it's not working out or doing the cold plunge or something else. So it's like,
it has to be something, man. It's like what like all these paintings were about for me too.
Yeah.
It's like, or even like doing social media the way that I want to do it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not hurting anybody. It's an artistic outlet. That's the way that I view it. That part of my brain, to have an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
So your outlet is cold plunges, and it's sad when you see people having those days, and
Mm-hmm.
you're having a beautiful day,
Dude,
you're like,
yeah.
"Ah!"
Yeah. Every song is just sounding right when you're in the car. You're like, wow. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
just perfect. Yeah.
So in regards to like going like on the business side, so I know like you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about like your faith, and that's
Mm-hmm.
helped you be better.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're doing the cold plunges to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting to the office by 9 or
Mm-hmm.
8 or 9. So what does your normal day look like? Like once you get to the office,
Mm-hmm.
like what does that look like?
So in the office by 8:15, I'll make a coffee, just return text and stuff. Then I check out emails, take a quick scroll on Instagram. Then at 8:30, I'm on the dialer, cold calling until normally I try to hit 2 hours straight, and then from there I'll round up the leads that I got, import them into my CRM, do a little more cold calling, take lunch, do follow up for the leads that I got in touch with in the past, and then go out and film some houses. At least that's my new schedule right now. Go out, film some properties to do some home tours.
So it's more or less like the beginning of the day, it's like prepping the day, it sounds like. And what I mean by that is you're, let's say, checking the emails, checking certain things that may be urgent
Mm-hmm.
is what I imagine, right?
Yeah,
Like
for the most part, yeah.
Like if it's urgent, you're going to address it immediately. If it's not, then you can kind of like task it for later. But
Yeah.
you want to get into the office and you want to be able to address what's sitting in your inbox.
For sure.
And I think a lot of times it's not honest when people say like, nope, I don't check emails. I just immediately start working. Well, it's not honest, or at least for me, it can't be honest because there's so much going on between 7 a.m. and noon.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like fundings, like stuff on the East Coast, like interest rates. A lot of it is East Coast. And so by the time we wake up and we get to the office by 9, it's like, dude, like your email's just flooded.
Yeah.
So then it's like figuring out, okay, what's urgent? The rest I can take care of later. But then you stay on task because the day that I talked to you, that you decided to cold call me with your sweet voice.
Yeah.
You said, oh, I got to get back on the dialer. So you were still dialing then.
Oh, yeah.
So then 2 hours of proactive dialing?
Of nonstop, meaning consistent. Like I'm trying my best not to take calls unless it's a client. I just want to knock out the first 2 hours, and that's anywhere from like 8 to 11. I feel like 9 to 11 is probably prime time of when people are answering their phones. And also I prefer to call in the mornings just because people haven't had to deal with the stress of the day.
That's a good idea.
When I call at between 5 and 7, I don't even go into those hours anymore because it's such a dark place. Dude,
Yeah.
people pick up the phone and they've had to deal with their like shitty boss all day. Their kids are home.
You get
like,
yelled at?
oh, dude, honestly not anymore. But man, I've gotten like threatened. Like people hate me. But I'm like, I'm never gonna see these people again. And like when I was like wholesaling real estate, I would talk crap. I'd just go back and forth with them and be like, dude, we would just go into like a freaking battle over the phone. And I realized like that was bringing all this negative energy into the next phone calls. Like I was already going into like, oh, this person's going to be an asshole too.
Yeah.
And then I don't think that's the best way to approach them. So now if they're rude, honestly, dude, I'll be like, I hope you have a, nice rest of your day. I'll just hang up on them, whatever it is. But I get like 1 or 2 a day. But when I call in the morning though, for the most part, people are pretty nice. I'll get a few people that just hang up on me. I'll take that all day.
Yeah.
Only bad thing is for them, is that I'm going to call them back in a week because they didn't give me a yes or no.
It's funny, dude. I do that.
Yeah.
Like when someone hangs up on me,
Mhm.
I call them right back.
Well, I'm like, dude, you tell me yes or no.
No,
Like,
I will literally
yeah.
hit redial.
Yeah.
I will hit redial. I'm like, And then if they don't answer,
Mhm.
no problem. I
Yeah.
leave a message, right? But if they do answer, it's like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I think the call dropped.
Mhm. Yeah, you
Um,
BS your way back up to the
exactly.
call. They're like, no, I hung up on
No,
you.
I hang up.
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. Like, it's one thing that
Yeah.
I'm redial. You're not gonna hang
Mhm.
up on me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, but those 2 hours or those 3 hours are always like new clients, right? When you're cold
Yeah,
calling,
it's
it's new
prospecting. Yeah, it's
prospecting.
cold. I'm not calling expireds, FISBOs. These are just people that they own a house.
Yeah.
You know, that's it.
So they've never listed or anything, and then you're just
Not that I
looking.
know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, then you're doing follow-ups. You said, well, like you go to lunch, but then like towards the
Mhm.
afternoon is when you're doing like follow-ups on maybe people that you've previously touched base with.
Yeah. So after I do my prospecting, depending on, normally I'll get 1 or 2 leads.
Mhm.
It's a good day if I get 2.
Yeah.
2 good leads, meaning they're like, hey, call me back this day. I am going to sell for sure. I don't know when, but it's in the next 3 to 6 months. Can't give you an exact date, but a real qualified lead. I'll import those into my CRM, add the follow-up tasks, all the important information. So I noticed before when I would follow up, I'd leave 0 notes and I'd be like, who the hell am I calling?
Right.
So now I gotten better at putting as detailed of a description as possible. But yeah, import them into the CRM, and then I will do follow up with the past clients or past leads that I've generated, before.
Yeah, and I think that's important because I had a client a while back, and he said, "How do I know this is George?"
Hmm.
I'm like, "You can't recognize my voice?" And he's kind of a he's well, to put it nicely, he's kind of a jerk,
Hmm.
right? Like he's very, very direct.
Hmm.
I'm like, no, this is George, and I helped you, and he's like, yeah, but the George that helped me also told me that other people would call and say that they would be George,
Hmm.
right? Because again, it's what we educate clients on is the fact that once you purchase a house, it becomes public record.
Yeah.
Right. And if it's public record and these companies purchase your information,
Hmm.
they know who your loan officer is.
Hmm.
Like if I pull someone's property, I could see everything.
Yeah.
And I could see who the loan officer is. I could see who the company is, or even if it's triggered leads.
Hmm.
Right. And so we tell clients, we help them understand that fraudulent people will call you and they'll either um, name drop like
Hmm.
integrity. They'll name drop our corporate office. They'll
Hmm.
name drop me or the team. So this guy's just like battling with
Yeah.
me. But then I pulled up my notes. I'm like, hey, remember we talked about this and your
Hmm.
sister, yada yada.
Hmm.
He's like, oh, it is George.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, you really warned me.
Hmm.
Like, and I'm protective of it,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. But notes, dude, notes are so important because sometimes people don't realize how much goes into being a successful agent
Hmm.
or a successful lender. Um, you have to knock on so many doors
Yeah.
or make so many phone calls.
Hmm.
And any one transaction, let's say if you're the listing agent, you're dealing with the seller, you're dealing with the appraiser,
Hmm.
you're dealing with the termite company, for
Hmm.
example. If there's a plumber, you're dealing with them
Yeah.
too. You're dealing with your TC, with your title person, and each one of them employ a bunch of people. So you
Hmm.
just on one transaction, it's multiple conversations,
Yeah.
multiple conversations. And then you multiply that by however many escrows you have. But
Hmm.
that doesn't even consider all the leads, all the prospects,
Right.
all these other things. And then on top of that, it's life. So it's like managing all that. What I got
Hmm.
used to is that can't occupy my headspace.
Hmm.
It fucking can't.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to remember everything.
Oh,
It's
you'll go
just
crazy.
dude, you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
And it's not for I don't think people obviously do it intentional to not take notes, but
Hmm.
if you don't take notes, you're doing a disservice to the person
Hmm.
because they're gonna have to repeat themselves.
Yeah.
That's like again, putting ourselves in a consumer standpoint, I'd be irritated. Didn't I
Hmm.
fucking tell you this?
Hmm.
Didn't I tell you this shit?
Yeah.
Like And then you can't reference conversations where sometimes a client might say, well, I don't remember that,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't remember you saying that. But it's like, oh, remember on this date, we talked about this,
Yeah.
this. If you're methodical and that happens on every file,
Mm-hmm.
you can pull up dates, pull up
Yeah.
emails. So you have to
Yeah.
take notes.
And it gives you clarity. And I mean, for me especially, because these people are, like I said, they're cold.
Yeah.
I've never met them before. They don't know who I am. And they're getting calls. You told me, you're like, I get calls, all the time. Wholesalers, uh, investors, realtors. So, but when these people are like, "Oh, call me back in 6 months," that's when I'm selling. Normally I'll call them every month.
Hmm.
I'm not waiting 6 months. Um, but during our conversation, the people that are interested, they'll stay on the phone with me for a while. And they'll get, personal. Oh, this is why I'm selling. My husband, my daughter, da da da. Um, and they'll always drop some sort of personal details that you can store so that when you do call back and they're like, Elmer, I don't know who this guy is. I
Yeah.
talked to a lot of realtors. I don't know. Maybe I was BSing you.
Right.
You're like, no, you know what? At the time when we spoke, you mentioned you had two daughters, one going to, Cal Poly Pomona, one going to Fullerton University, or Fullerton College. And it's just something like that where they're going to be like, oh, wow, he remembered that. That's pretty cool. It just
Yeah.
sets you apart.
It sets you apart and it helps people remember you.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not disingenuous,
Hmm.
right? I don't think that taking those, because some people be like, oh, we're using it as a crutch. No, I'm not. I was genuinely interested in the conversation and I was listening,
Hmm.
but I also have multiple conversations
Yeah.
every single day. So
Hmm.
like if I'm going to remember it, I need to store that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, imagine you did wait 6 months. How many people are you going to talk to in those 6 months?
Oh, yeah. It's night and
How many
day.
people are you calling right now in like 2, 3 hours?
2 hours. I'm on a single line dialer right now, so I'm probably calling about 160, 180.
Okay, and you're doing that every day, 500, what is that? 500, 2,000 people a month?
Oh, yeah. Triple line would be like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
triple lines are hard. I think sometimes triple lines they're good and they're bad.
Those give me anxiety, dude. I'll see the like you're waiting for like they're all red, and then
Yeah.
when one answers, it turns green. But then you see the other person answer, and that one turns green, and
Yeah.
they're getting a stupid pre-recorded
Yeah.
message.
And
And
you're
I'm
trying
like,
to like,
oh, dude, I'm trying to hurry up and get this person off the phone because I know that person's gonna be pissed. And
yeah,
every time, whenever they answer, why the hell are you calling me twice without saying
yeah.
anything? I'm like,
It,
sorry.
it's yeah. So like I've used the 3 line dialer
Hmm.
and obviously 1 line. I prefer
Yeah,
1 line.
same.
Um, it allows you to do it at a slower pace.
Hmm.
Um, to actually engage and go deeper with people
Yeah.
rather than go super wide.
Hmm.
And then when you cast a wide net, yeah, maybe you can get something, but at the same time, it's not as much value.
Yeah.
Um, and then right now, I assume you're just calling based on zip code, area, and date of purchase.
Yeah. So I'm doing right now 5 to 10 years in North Fontana. And then I have a separate 10-year plus, but there's so many numbers in the 5 to 10 year ownership range. But I noticed a lot of people the main thing right now, a lot of people want to sell.
Yeah,
A lot of people, almost every person I talk to is like, oh, yeah, we've thought about it, but we're not giving up our 3%,
yeah,
our 2.5%, whatever it is. Um, and then even if they were at lower interest rates, they're like, I don't want to pay this much for a new house. So like, we're just going to stay unless something drastic happens. Most people I see selling, like I told you over the phone, they're either moving out of state, they got uh, a new job where they have to relocate closer to it. Um, Older parents, they want to move closer to their family because their parents are getting older. But most people I'm seeing that are seriously interested in selling have a real motive. It's not just I just want to move. These are people that really need to
need to
move,
move.
and I think those are the people that are listing their homes right now.
And part of what I don't think gets put on the media, unfortunately, is the fact that there is a huge lack of inventory
Hmm.
because of that
Hmm.
particular reason, right? So yes, enough homes weren't built, obviously. Um, New families are always being created,
Hmm.
and new family creation doesn't necessarily mean that people are getting married. A divorce is a creation, right? So
Hmm.
now it's two separate
Yeah.
families. job relocations. There's all these things that happen where there's a big need for people to have housing.
Mhm.
And then sellers just don't want to sell.
Mhm.
Like, I don't want to sell, right?
I tried.
Yeah, you tried. I told you to send me a selfie, and then maybe I would.
Yeah.
But
Maybe next time.
yeah,
I
exactly.
told you I'm gonna cold call you again. I didn't delete your number. You didn't tell me yes or no.
You should continue to comment, and
Yeah.
the biggest thing is follow up.
Mhm.
Right, the second part,
Oh,
the
for
second
sure.
piece of what you were saying. So the second part of your day is on the follow up.
Mhm.
So you enter it into the CRM system, you set up your dates, and then towards the afternoon, you're following up on others that maybe you've had before.
Mhm.
But I've had agents tell me, "Oh, if they're not ready, I just move on, and I never call them back." I'm like,
Mhm.
"Well, that doesn't make sense,
Mhm.
right?" Like, or if someone has an open house, for example, if you have an open house and you get a list of people, those are they might be buyers, they might not be buyers,
Mhm.
right? They may just put John Smith or
Mhm.
fake phone number, but you dedicated a full day.
Yeah.
You dedicated a full day.
Mhm.
Don't you owe it to yourself and to the time that you sacrificed away from others? So, like
Mhm.
when someone tells me like coming to an open house on the weekend, I'm like, all right. In my mind, I'm thinking I could be sitting at home watching TV.
Uh-huh.
I already worked all week and I work a
Yeah.
lot of hours,
Yeah.
right? And people call me all weekend long. All
Mhm.
weekend long, people call me. But now I have to sit with you at an open house. Let's hope it's successful.
Mhm.
And let's hope that you did everything in your power to make it successful.
Mhm.
Because you're sacrificing that quiet time sitting in front of TV
Mhm.
to be somewhere. But now, not only did you not put in the effort, but now you're not putting in the effort on the follow up.
Mhm.
Then what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to follow up with
Mhm.
people. Sometimes you're not going to be able to call on the day of. Sometimes you have to call the next day or the
Mhm.
following week, and you have to apologize because life happens
Yeah.
and things get in the way. Um, but follow up, man. People just are horrible at following up.
I think that's probably the number one reason why I don't close hundreds of deals and have a team and, all that stuff, because I think it's just follow-up.
Mhm.
I sucked at it for so long, dude. And then so now it's finally nice to see that it's coming together because I put in the time to learn the system and how to actually use the CRM. Um, and although I don't have a ton of people in there and it's still growing, I can see the future of how I can gain way more traction than I have in the past, couple of years by just like not doing anything, relying and waiting on people to call me, um, and setting tasks. And, it's a year out, but I'll call you 6 months later and follow up with you, and at least I know now.
It's So I was talking to I met with the team, Mike and I. We met a couple days ago, and the agent was sharing with the broker.
Mhm.
He's like, "You have no idea." He's like, "Every single week, I get a call from George.
Mhm.
Like every single week. There's not a week that went by when the appraisal was in, when the loan was approved,
Mhm.
right? And you know our system, so there's emails, there's text messages,
Yeah.
there's phone calls, there's the girls that are calling. We are heavy, heavy, very heavy
Mhm.
on follow up, like the communication piece,
Yeah.
because people don't know where the transaction is
Mhm.
or what's happened. And the other part is, I met with a gentleman last night. He's gone to two different lenders, two different agents, and I'm like, okay. And he said that right in the beginning, dude, like right in the beginning of our meeting. Mind you, this was at almost 8:30 at night last night here. So I'm here late and he's already telling me he's working with other people. I'm
Mhm.
just like, damn it. Like, all right. At the end of the meeting, he said, no one has ever explained to me and dedicated the time that you did in this
Mhm.
presentation.
Mhm.
No one explained to me about interest rates, the market, mortgage insurance, assistance versus assistance, how to do closing cost negotiation.
Mhm.
So he gave us a lot of praise. He said, by far, like whoever your agent is, I'm working with your agent. I'm firing everyone.
Oh,
He's like,
nice.
yeah, and part of what he said, he goes, when your girl called me to set up the appointment, he goes, I was a little disappointed in the price. I was disappointed in the price because the other lenders told me higher price.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wasn't going to come in. But I said, you know what? Let me just go because over the phone, he sounds like a nice guy. Like, let me just go give it a shot.
Yeah.
And so part of that whole setup and part of that whole thing of like the communication and the follow-up is also like presentation skills, like
Mhm.
your presentation skills during the call with the client. Did you get the information to be able to cross-reference later so they know who you are?
Mhm.
But ultimately, it comes down to commitment.
Mhm.
Are you committed to following up?
Yeah.
Right? If a girl tells you and you're at a bar back when you were single,
Mhm.
hey, call me on Monday.
That's how I got Miranda.
But you would call on Monday.
Oh, I followed up like hell, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Hey, next date. When are we
Right.
going? Yeah.
You would call on
Yeah.
Monday. If she was like, hey, call me Wednesday at
Mhm.
11:45. That's the only time I have.
I'd
You'd
call
be
her an
like,
hour earlier.
you would totally do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
For sure.
people don't see it that way.
Yeah.
People just like, they told me to call them later. It's like, if they told you to
Yeah.
call them, then call
I
them.
just cut the time in half.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they say call me, it's like they're giving you permission to reach
Mhm.
out. We played footsies.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they give you
I'm gonna get
permission
that on
to they give you
Sorry,
permission to
Miranda.
reach out. Yeah. Yeah, dude. But yeah, I think follow up is one of the most like I think people get addicted to the other aspects of
The
the
chase.
business, the chase, dude, and I think they get so caught up. And when I say they, I say we,
Yeah.
like realtors just get so caught up in the follow up, the open house, the like hunting aspect of the business, and they don't like doing the boring stuff where it's just okay, you just got to plant yourself down in this chair and you got to make some calls. You know, people aren't going to answer. It's going to be boring for a couple of hours, but you know, if they don't answer, you do it again and again and again until eventually they'll either tell you yes or no, or they're going to block you.
Yeah. If you curse me out, which I have been,
Mm-hmm.
or if you send us emails or text messages like literally like fuck off, dude.
Oh yeah.
And I mean it'll go to the team and the girls will see it
Mm-hmm.
and like, oh my God, George, like what happened? I'm like, nothing. It's just
Yeah.
someone who doesn't want us to call them. But until you give me a no, I'm still calling.
Mm-hmm.
Um and with your calls right now, once you finish the day, are you doing any open houses right now?
I
Or,
did a couple for a buddy of mine,
mm-hmm,
in Anaheim Hills, and we have one potential listing on the way from it.
mm-hmm.
Um, but I did wait. I've done so many open houses, and I hate them just
Yeah,
because of how much I've done them
yeah,
and gotten no results. But I didn't make people sign in
yeah.
before of the 50 plus open houses I've done especially when I first got into real estate. Never made anybody sign in. I was too scared, even though most people will if you
Yeah,
just ask. And if they don't, then you probably don't want their contact information anyways.
right.
And then, like I said, I never had a CRM, never had proper follow up. So I'd try calling once, no answer. Okay,
Yeah.
they're not interested. But this time around, yeah, we did proper follow up, made sure we took down everybody's information, went in door knocked 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning before the open house on Sunday.
That's smart.
Left flyers on people's doors, cold called and invited everybody just in case I missed somebody that didn't answer the door, and we have a good turnout, you know?
I think it's funny that you say you did 50 open houses and like no sign in,
Yeah.
right? Because you start figuring out the longer you're in business what actually works
Mm-hmm.
and then also what you actually like.
Yeah.
So, um I spoke with an agent last week
Mm-hmm.
and he was telling me like certain things that he hated about our business.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you don't have to do open houses.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's plenty of agents that are successful that don't do open
Yeah.
houses.
A lot.
There's plenty of agents that are successful not doing cold calling,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's a lot of people that are successful doing pay-per-click ads,
Mm-hmm.
right? Google ads,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook ads, or it's like what's your not necessarily your niche, right? Because you might hate a certain aspect of it. You might hate a certain aspect of cold calling, but this is what I like, this is what I do, this is what I feel most comfortable with.
What you're good at,
Right.
you know?
And you might not like open houses, so there's no problem with not doing open houses
Yeah.
as long as you are fully dedicated in the other areas
Mm-hmm.
that can potentially generate your business.
Yeah.
Um, and I think the the ending part of your day is the part that you're not always too comfortable with. I think you've gotten comfortable with it because you started to do it more, which is the social media stuff,
Yeah.
like the filming houses.
Uh-huh.
You don't film yourself anymore, but I don't think you ever did. But you
Like
film,
put myself on camera?
Yeah.
No.
yeah, you film. You're filming the houses,
Yeah.
but then now it's like that you found a way to enter the social media space without including yourself in it that could provide value to an audience.
Yeah.
Right? Like how you've been able to exponentially grow the amount of people that follow.
Yeah.
Because you have that carrot to dangle, which is a house.
Yeah.
And that's what Mike and I talk about. Dude, we are the most boring people in the real estate transaction. We're boring. We're numbers. You know, that's all we talk about.
Yeah.
And you got the sexy stuff. You got the house.
Yeah.
And we don't. Like you guys get to show up and give the keys. We don't. So now you're able to show people what they're able to afford. You started filming with the gimbal.
Yeah.
Right? You're shooting on your iPhone?
Yeah. iPhone, I don't know which one I have, 13 or something.
Yeah.
Every time I buy one, a new one comes out the day after. So,
Yeah.
you know, but it works fine. Yeah.
You know, are you seeing any responses on that? Or is that, from your perspective, a more longer term approach?
I was.
You were what?
I was getting a lot of response.
Okay.
You know what? I never, actually, my client that we're going to hear back about an offer on, submitted an offer today. They said they're going to let us know because we gave them a deadline till tomorrow at 11 a.m. to respond to it. I met this client from doing videos, but I say I was because I could feel the traction starting to pick up. You know, when I started doing the home tours, I was at maybe the low 300 follower count, and I got to 6,000 in like 4 months or something like that, maybe 5 months.
I think it's when you dropped like a selfie in one of those.
No,
it was like
dude.
a tour of the house, and all of a sudden a picture of you. And
you know what it was? It was these new construction homes in Ontario Ranch. They were the Nouveaux, and they're the detached condos, and they're 900 square. No, I think they're 1002 square feet. They're pretty small, dude. But they were $499, which was a bargain, you know, in 2022. Even now, it's still a pretty good price. But that video got, I think, like 350,000 views.
Yeah.
Got like 20,000 likes. That one, I showed those models like 25 times. And then I filmed a duplex in Pomona, and that one got like 100,000 views. I showed that duplex like 30, 40 times. Never got a deal out of it, but you know, a lot of the people I showed were people that were going to sell their home a lot of them were in LA, and they wanted to buy a duplex to move out here with their family. And I didn't follow up with them.
Oh my God, I'm going to punch you.
Dude, I know for a fact that I could have closed, you know, a handful of deals from those videos already if I had a proper CRM and if I wasn't being an idiot. So you live and you learn, you know?
It's see, but that's the part, right? I don't think there's a problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a problem with the fact that a lot of them fell through the cracks.
Yeah.
I think it's like what you do about it moving forward.
Yeah.
I think that's where people make a mistake. It's they get caught up in, I made a mistake. Woe is me. I fucked up. You know, we're our own worst critic. But then, are you going to do something about it?
Right. Well, see, I feel like a lot of people do, but they do it for a couple weeks or a month. But then they fall back into the
routine,
the bad habit.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. Like, Diego called me fat the other day, and I'm like, oh, you mother fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be fat. You know, like, but it's been 4 months of me telling myself, fuck, like, I think I look fat. I think I look fat. I haven't worked out. I look fat. Or I'm not as toned. And I know I'm not, because all I have to do is just look back 4 months. But it's a mental thought over and over and over. But then when he said it, I'm like, dude, push-ups right away. So I think that you already found a way Well, you already found something that works for you,
Mm.
right? Which is the dialer,
Mhm.
right? Obviously.
Yeah.
You found a way to have successful open houses with proper follow-up and proper preparation. And you found a way to grow an Instagram account, to get followers, to get views.
Mhm.
But then that part requires the same follow-up that you have now
Yeah.
on the first two parts.
Mhm.
And you have the systems to be able to do it.
No. Yeah.
So I would say, I would ask, are you going to use your gimbal more now?
Yeah, I started. I
Yeah.
uploaded my 3rd video. I'm doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays
Is it hard?
to start. No, I just do them all in one day. You know,
Excuse me.
I do want to be in the videos a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I have to have my wife come and film with me,
Yeah.
which that's hard to do with my wife, dude, because you just want to laugh the whole time. Because
That's a good thing.
Yeah, but she doesn't see the business side of me, so she sees me trying to talk proper as I would over a cold call. You know,
Right.
sound professional. I see her little grin behind the camera, and it's so hard not to. But I should probably just leave it in, and it'll be a little more natural. But it's a pretty hard task to do. You know.
I think it's trial and error.
Yeah.
Trial and error, because some of them, they might do well,
Mhm.
right? And I actually think it'll do better.
I think
Um,
so. Yeah.
It's funny when again, it just goes back to people want to work with people. They don't want to work with companies. People want to work with someone they can relate to.
Mhm.
They're very relatable to a lot of us.
Mhm.
I might not be relatable dressed like this to a 6-year-old doctor,
Mhm.
but if I'm talking to him on the phone, I
Oh,
fucking
you can
sure
be
as hell
anybody
am.
over the phone, dude.
Yeah, over the phone, I am not the guy that's right here.
Yeah.
And so on my social media, it's like, well, there's 6-year-old doctors not on social media, so who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
Um, I think you should, man. I think you should definitely film. Film more. My only thing for you on that part, because I know I pushed you on it,
Mhm.
I told a bunch of people to go follow you on TikTok.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
Did you? That's funny.
and
When?
this was
Oh, a
months ago.
while ago.
This
Oh, I
was
do
months ago.
remember that. Yeah.
So, like for
Yeah.
example, I've told people to go follow Javier,
Uh-huh.
and Javier has said it multiple times. He's like, "Dude, who the hell are these people?"
Mhm.
I get so many followers
Mhm.
and so many friend requests from people from your account.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I'm highlighting the people that I work with and that I value.
Mhm.
Um, he's like, but I'm not going to accept them.
Mhm.
I'm like, well, then what's the point? I'm
Yeah.
not going to tell anybody to follow you anymore. He's like, well, they're following me from Costa Rica. They're
Yeah.
following me from Florida. So he sees it very like one for one.
Mhm.
Like, oh, they're in Florida. I don't get any business.
Yeah.
Well, who says someone in Florida doesn't have family members in California or can't refer anyone, or they may not
Right.
invest in California?
Right.
The fact that you have a private life and you like to keep your life private,
Mhm.
that's very different. But also understand the dynamics behind social media, and that opportunities are going to come from many different ways. And so for
Mhm.
you, the only encouragement I would have obviously keep doing the same two things that you're doing that are working for you.
Mhm.
And I would just add that level of business acumen to the Instagram stuff and the
Mhm.
TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
Um, you're gonna go viral on TikTok. I've told you that.
Mhm.
It's like
I downloaded it again,
good.
and I posted the home tour that I posted on Instagram on TikTok.
Uh-huh.
0.
Did you put hashtags? No hashtags.
I put a lot of hashtags, dude. 0 people.
Hold on, I'll tell you right
And
now.
I deleted the app again.
Don't do that.
Within an hour.
Don't
I
do
deleted the
that.
app.
Don't get caught up in the views, man. Don't
Yeah.
get caught up in the views and try different things because TikTok works more off of interest, right? So
Mm.
like interest, did they have interest now?
Yeah.
Hashtags do work because I've also had news media outlets like this girl from Channel 7 ABC. She did a story on us. She said, thank you. Like her message was, thank you for using hashtags. That's how I found this story.
Mhm.
So, but she found it, which means I was able to generate about $100,000 in donations because she did a story on it. But if I didn't use a hashtag, she would have never found it.
Right.
On TikTok, I will sometimes use hashtags, sometimes I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like it's also interest, because TikTok has been interest. Instagram has transferred over to interest. You can actually pick them. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
But TikTok, when I put hashtags, it's like
Yeah.
it's almost like as if it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So part of what I've done, and I've tested it before, is to use different videos with the same video with hashtags and then no hashtags, like back to back. So the same video you just
Gotcha.
uploaded,
Uh-huh.
and then do another one with no hashtags.
Hmm.
And then and then you could do a different one with a trending sound.
Mm-hmm.
And like you could just mess with it, because what does it matter at the end of the
It
day?
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Like you're just, it's
Yeah.
like what I tell people about TikTok is that Instagram stories, you post up a bunch of stuff, right?
Mhm.
Like what you're doing, where you are,
Right.
who you're talking to, all this shit. But then your feed is a little bit cleaner now.
Mhm.
Like most people are a little bit more thoughtful
For sure. Yeah.
of their feed. TikTok, your feed is like should be like your stories.
Gotcha.
Like you
Oh,
just
okay,
upload
interesting.
anything. So like
Mhm.
yesterday I was walking the parking lot, dude. I felt like a fool, man. I'm like looking for my my headphones.
Mhm.
I don't know, my headphones are over there somewhere. So I had the case, the AirPod case, and I'm walking to Haven City, so I'm already in the middle of the parking lot. And then like I open it up, I'm like, the fuck? Where are my headphones at? So I'm like, start looking in my pocket, in this pocket, touching my ass. And I'm like, and sometimes I look for shit in places that I should not be looking for. I'll tell you that, like, I know that sounds bad, but
That's funny.
I'm looking for let's say I'm looking for my keys,
Uh-huh.
which I was
Yeah.
doing yesterday also. I would literally do this.
Dude.
Like, I'm fucking stupid, but maybe they're there.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for the keys.
It's possible.
I'm like, it's possible. So I swear to God, I looked under a piece of paper yesterday for my keys. I'm like, I know this is stupid, but
It could be
it could be there. So I was doing this whole bit, dude, like looking for my headphones, and like people are driving around the parking lot. I'm like, I look like a fool. I even like lift up my hat, like, did I put them somewhere? And so I start walking back to the office. And they're in my fucking ears.
That's funny, dude. I
So-
called it. Yeah, in my head. I was like,
Yeah.
they're in his ears.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
in my fucking ears. So that was on my Instagram stories.
Uh-huh.
But on TikTok, it's shared as a feed. It's on the feed.
Uh-huh.
And people are just commenting.
Oh, you got that whole thing on video?
Well, me sharing the story.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude.
Yeah, I wish.
That's funny.
So that's the way that I look at it. That's the way that I like decipher most of like the social media stuff.
Right.
And the thing too is that you'll have delayed viral videos. So like it'll have like 10 views, and then like a month later it'll be at 20,000.
Gotcha.
Right. So I know people really focus on views, and they're like, fuck, I didn't get no views, and then you take it down. It's like, what does it matter, dude?
Who cares? Yeah.
Who cares? Just leave it.
Yeah.
Do the next one. There's this guy, Sean, he's from Think Media. I forgot his last name. I think it's Sean Cassell. But he said the quickest way for you to go viral, or the quickest way to get more followers, engagement, to become not necessarily an expert, but the quickest way to be successful, I guess, that's the gist of it, is to upload as quickly as possible your next 100 videos. And I'm like, okay. And this dude, on one of his videos, he was just talking about that from affiliate marketing. He's making, I think it's $50,000 a month.
Wow.
Just affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
And he has a bunch of other things that he does, right? So what he was saying, when you go deeper into the videos, he's talking about if you're creating 100 videos, you're doing a lot of different things, just like the way that things are set up with right now. I'm using a different color scheme on the camera, different color scheme on the back. I'm using a third light, for example. So it's like today, this is a whole new way to film for
Yeah.
me. My editing process is going to be a whole new editing
Mm.
process. So now it's like it gets my creative juices flowing. Today,
Yeah.
when I was going to lunch with Diego, I told him, "Hey, I've been looking at videos and I like this, this, and this. I think I'm gonna try that style." So when you're in the process of creation, I'm not in the process of thinking like how many likes did I get, how many followers do I have. It's just creativeness.
Mhm.
And I enjoy the aspect of creation rather than the aspect of how many views I got.
You're right.
But eventually, some of these videos go
Yeah,
viral.
they're gonna take off.
There was a referral that we gave to an agent to purchase a property in Long Beach, and the agent asked, like, "Well, how did you get this client?" And I
Mhm.
said, "TikTok." And she's like, "Shut the fuck up.
Mhm.
You really get leads from TikTok?" I'm like, "Yeah. People call me
Yeah.
or people comment, and it's from TikTok."
Mhm.
Um, and another one was this week. It was from Instagram. So social media works,
Mhm.
right? I don't bank on social media.
Right.
I'm not a social media lender,
Yeah.
right? Like our business is always gut to gut, just like the relationship that, with your mentor, your old mentor, Javier, like
Mhm.
with you, with people we know. Um, but if you're already on Instagram and you know that most people right now, most buyers are millennials, which they already are on
Yeah.
any type of social media platform, and it doesn't take too much and you actually enjoy the creative process,
Mhm.
I would just say double down on it. The only difference is you got to add the business aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just entertainment. And if it's
Mhm.
entertainment and you're okay with not generating anything from it,
Right.
that's no big deal. It's
Yeah.
cool. But if you actually want to convert, you have to add the business side. And you're doing it.
Mhm.
So just add to it.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you see the dude, I think it was Rick Ross. It might be Rick Ross. Where he was saying, I don't know, I just saw it on Instagram. It was like trending and the guy was like talking about um if he has friends that are like doing something, starting a business, whatever it is, he doesn't really even look at what they posted, but he'll like or comment on it.
Mm.
Do you know who I'm talking? Did you see that clip?
Does he have a feather in his hair?
Maybe it's a rapper. Dude, I'm pretty certain it's Rick Ross. And okay, so he's pretty much saying like, hey, if my friends are starting a business, if my friends are doing something, if they're trying to push something, whatever it is,
Mhm.
he's supporting them no matter what. And and he's supporting them, not only in person, but he's supporting them through social media. And because just him liking one of their pictures for their business or whatever it is going to get him a good amount of exposure. Um, some of the most the top agents at my current office at Coldwell Banker, they are pretty much all on referral, like 100%. Like they're referral, and then now they're starting to get some repeat business. But for the most part, it's referral. It's friends and family. If somebody that they know is saying, "Hey, I'm considering buying or selling right now," they're like, "Hey, my guys, um, uh, Corey and Sean, they're your people," and that's how they're getting closing, 3 or 4 deals, a week, every 2 weeks, whatever it is. Have you had friends that have worked with lenders that aren't you? Or do most of the people who are your friends, right?
Mhm.
Do they go to you? Or do they normally, or have they in the past reached out to you directly?
So I thought you were going somewhere else with that
No.
question. But I'll address the first thing and the second thing.
Okay.
So people don't. I have this conversation with Diego that people don't realize the amount of value that you give your friends
Mhm.
when you share a video,
Mhm.
right? So it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long to share a video. It's like really quick with the arrow. You go click,
Mm.
and then it gives you an option to share to your stories,
Yeah.
right? And then you just click that button,
Mhm.
and that's it. Um, but people don't do it. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of
Yeah.
your friends don't do it. But complete fucking strangers
Well.
will share your
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
Complete strangers
Yeah.
are your biggest cheerleaders.
Right.
And that's what I've noticed, what I found.
Mhm.
And I found this out years ago,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I've been doing loans for a very long time where complete strangers want to work with you, trust you, they see what you do, but you
Mhm.
have family and friends maybe a little bit more apprehensive
Mhm.
about it. And so I learned way back then not to feel bad,
Yeah.
like not to let it affect me, not to let it damper my mood. And it's like, man, what the fuck?
Well, because I believe nobody owes you anything.
Hmm.
I don't care if it's your mom, dad, sister, brother, whatever it is. I don't think anybody owes you something just because they know you, just because
Hmm.
you happen to know them.
Hmm.
But at the same time, if your friends, right, supported you the way a good friend or family member probably should, right? And that's as simple as you're an agent and you post a house for sale, right? And you're like, hey, anybody know anybody for this property? That's my new listing. Simply posting it on your story. And then, a couple of your friends being like, oh, dope, I'll post it on mine, sure. But people don't do that.
They don't.
And it's interesting. And I almost have a theory, and I know we're going a little off topic here.
No, no, no.
But
No, this is
but
perfect.
but I almost have a theory that
Are you cold?
no,
Are you
not at
good?
all.
Okay.
But the people closest to you almost, I don't think they do it on purpose, but I don't think some people want to help you. I don't think they do it on purpose, but I think some people that are your friends feel weird helping you get to a new level, if that makes
Yes,
sense.
it does. But I think it's the smallest group of all
Yeah,
your friends.
yeah.
Like, I just don't think people think about it that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Well,
I've had
that
that.
too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're just not in our business,
Yeah,
right? They're not entrepreneurs.
yeah.
Most people are not entrepreneurs. Most people don't own businesses. Most
Mhm.
people clock in a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Most people don't depend on clients.
Mhm.
Most people depend on an employer in exchange for time and money.
Mhm.
That's all they look at. And then they're on social media just looking up shit
Yeah.
like bunny stuff or twerking videos
Mhm.
or my dancing videos.
Yeah.
They're having fun with it. And so I've told Diego, I was like, man, it's fucked up that some of our friends don't share our stuff. Like I wish they would. And he
Mhm.
gave me that perspective, the one that I'm giving you now. I said, yeah, like I see that, right?
Mhm.
But I have to understand that.
Right.
And so, but I do the total opposite,
Mhm.
right? So like if a client of mine or friend opens up a restaurant,
Mhm.
you're getting a share,
Yeah.
right? If I go to eat at a random restaurant,
Mhm.
I'm filming the food, I'm tagging the spot
Mhm.
because I know how much value
Yeah.
that is for them.
Mhm.
Um, and when you're self-employed, you've gambled on life on yourself,
Mhm.
right? Like it's the terminology, dude. Like when the pandemic hit, I think it was when the pandemic hit. I was in the garage, I
Mhm.
was working out, I was buff at the time.
Mhm.
And I remember being worried, dude. I remember being like, oh, what the fuck are we gonna
About
do?
COVID?
Not about COVID, about money.
Oh,
Like, what are we gonna do about money
yeah.
if everything closes down? Like,
Yeah.
you can't have open houses, you
Yeah.
can't go view houses. Um, like, what's gonna happen now?
Mhm.
And I just remember sitting there, like, "Ah, dude, like, what am I gonna do,
Mhm.
man?" And then I thought, like, I just kind of like took a step back and I said, okay, these are my stupid examples. If the zombie apocalypse happened,
Mhm.
how would I stay alive? It's like, you'd bet on yourself.
Mhm.
If the financial world collapses, how would you survive?
Mhm.
You bet on yourself.
Yeah.
Would I bet on myself? Like, if I could tell someone, like, bet on me, like, of course I would bet on myself.
Mhm.
So, regardless of whatever the fuck happens, I got to bet on George fucking Marlowe's.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna get through
Yeah.
whatever the fuck happens.
Mhm.
And so then, like, the terminology for me or the acronym for it was boys.
Mhm.
So I bet on yourself,
Mhm.
boys. So then I'm like, dope. We need to add that to the clothing line.
Mhm.
So again, Southpaw Boys,
Yeah.
Southpaw Bill, or having that. But then it was also like something that I needed to ingrain in me.
Mhm.
Like I've had conversations with Mike, and there's been situations, like financial situations, that are difficult throughout
Mm.
life. Life's always gonna fucking hit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
Yeah.
my boy over here. Life's always gonna, my dad would say, te va a dar un vergazo. Like it's gonna jab you, it's gonna hit you,
Mhm.
whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And then you just gotta figure it out. And I'm willing to bet on myself. So like with our friends and stuff like that, for them, they don't depend on it. I have to assume that it's not ill intentioned,
Mhm.
but it sucks because it's just a simple share.
Mhm.
And then
But
it
no,
helps feed your family.
yeah. Well,
It
see, that's my thing, right? Before I had kids, I'm like, dude, I'm spending my money on the dumbest stuff ever.
Right.
So don't support me. I don't
Yeah.
care. I was like, you're just saving me from going out and buying a new
Yeah,
car,
exactly.
buying some shots, you know. But now that I have kids,
Mhm.
soon to be kids, um, like when I hear, I'll just be talking to a friend casually. We'll be out playing golf, and they're like, "Oh, my cousin just bought a house." I'm
Mhm.
like, "Oh, dope."
Yeah.
Did you mention like when they how long were they looking for? Where are they looking? Oh, Ontario, Chino, whatever.
Mm.
Oh, how long ago? When did they buy? Oh, just last week. Last week they got their offer accepted. I'm like, oh, dope. Did you mention that you have a dope friend that sells houses and he's like super motivated?
Yeah.
But just being like, hey, just throwing it out there.
Mhm.
I'm not asking anybody to go to bat for me,
Mhm.
but it would be so dope to have like a couple friends that are just like, if anytime somebody brings up, buying or selling real estate, hey dude, if you don't have anybody, I have a cool guy that can help you out.
Mhm.
But I don't think people like you said. I think it goes back to people just don't think about it.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
And then there's a group that really just doesn't want you to be successful.
I think there's a good group,
Yeah.
good size. You know?
There's a group of people that just don't want you to be
Yeah.
successful, and maybe they're envious. That's just the nature of fucking human beings,
Yeah.
man. And I get that. Fuck them. And then the ones that don't think about it, I wouldn't say fuck them. I would say it sucks. I would want them to realize that.
hmm
I think that then we owe it to ourselves because we're not entitled to anything to
Right. Nobody owes you
also
anything. Yeah.
to also take it upon ourselves to ask for that.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, like we're having a beer. If you ever
hmm
know anybody that needs a loan or real estate,
hmm
just drop my name.
Yeah.
Like we owe it. Then now it comes back to us. Like, did I ever
hmm
fucking tell him, or am I just
I know.
assuming?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
You know.
hmm
Um,
Yeah.
but that's the part, dude. That social media, it's so easy to help your friends.
hmm
Like when I do the charity stuff, I legit go on there and I ask you guys, can
Yeah.
you please share this video?
Yeah.
And then I go through public reshares and it's
Mhm.
like shares
Yeah.
over and over and I'm like, fuck yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Um because I'm doing it for charity,
hmm
right? Um and the second part is the strangers.
Mhm.
Strangers will do it regardless. Friends, very rarely.
hmm
I get so many shares, bro,
Yeah.
on TikTok,
hmm
and 99% of my TikTok followers are complete strangers.
Yeah.
Instagram, there's a good mix of people that I know versus strangers, but the majority of people on my Instagram I know. Um, and when I look,
hmm
strangers, the ones that are sharing stuff. Um, I just don't get caught up in the emotion of it,
Yeah.
although it sucks.
Friends, step up your game.
Yeah.
Step it up.
He has 2 kids to feed. Come on. I got 2 dogs, so
Yeah.
Archie and Pixie,
Yeah.
you know. Um,
Gotta work with both of us. Yeah.
anything else you want to talk about? Anything else that's like top of mind?
Hmm. No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Um,
I can't think of anything.
here,
Your
go
art's
on your
dope.
phone. Go on your phone and go on your internet. I'm gonna ask you 3 rapid fire questions. Just make sure you delete your history.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Wait, you're asking me three?
I'm gonna ask
Oh, dude,
you, but I want to use your internet because my
I was
phone's right here.
listening to a good song on the
Over
way
here?
over. Do you want to hear?
Yeah. Oh
It's a
God,
good song, huh?
I hate R&B.
I was bumping these songs on the way over here. It was getting me through the traffic. I was listening to some old school R&B. It
Oh
was
my
dope.
God.
Okay, go for it.
All right. So let's see.
And what are you doing? You're throwing out 3 questions?
Rapid
Oh,
fire
that's cool.
questions. So let's see.
No matter what you do. It's a good song.
What were you afraid of as a child?
What was it? Dude, is there a time? You got to get a timer in here, dude. You got to do
No.
like a 10-second clock. What was I afraid of as a
5,
child?
4, 3, 2.
The dark.
Why?
I don't know. It's rapid fire questions. Next one, dude. Next
All
one.
right.
I don't know. I was
Is your
scared.
bed made right now?
Yeah, my wife did it.
How do you usually answer the telephone?
Hello. No, I'm just kidding. No, I say hello. This is Elmer. How can I help you?
Do you correct other people's grammar?
No, I do in my head.
Do you just let them look like a fool?
If they're speaking bad, dude, you know how many people I talk to that have a bad vocabulary that just don't know how to talk right?
Yeah.
I just stay quiet and stare at them.
Yeah. Yeah. Same
Not
here.
my friends. But if it's just
If
people
it's a
I don't know.
stranger, you're not gonna. Yeah.
No.
There's no. It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
What quote resonates with you?
I heard it from Andy Frisella
Okay.
today when I was in the cold plunge. He said, average is, I was trying to think of it on the way over here. He said, average is just as close to success as failure. Like you're right in the middle,
Okay.
right? So it's
That makes
the
sense.
same distance away. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's a
Okay.
good one.
What motivates you the most?
Roman and Miranda.
That's dope.
And I want a Porsche.
And you
I want a Porsche.
hashtag Elmer wants a Porsche.
Yeah.
All right. And then the last one.
Mhm.
What do you think the meaning of life is?
Growing. Yeah, I just think it's growing and making sure that you have a good time. And the one thing I'm realizing more and more now is that without Roman being here, before Roman, I did not realize like time went so slow. Because you look at yourself in the reflection, as an adult, you look at yourself in the mirror every single day, and you're so used to seeing yourself that you don't really notice the change in age. You don't see, because at a certain point we sort of plateau unless you're working out, crazy. You get a little bit more muscular, whatever it is. But time has started flying by with Roman, and it is scary. It's
Yeah.
scary to see how he started out as 8.5 pounds. He was a big baby, 8.5 pounds, but now he's turning into a little toddler and he's talking, and I'm like, holy crap. And I'm like, okay, so I was how old? I was 23 and a half, 24 when he was born. Now I'm going to be 27. I'm like, he's making time go by quick, and now we're adding another one.
Yeah.
So I was like, 30's going to come here real quick, and then 40. And I start overthinking things because now I'm like, okay, 25. No, we're probably lucky if we live till 80, 85, 90, maybe, if we're lucky.
I plan to die at 110. So,
okay, so
yeah.
I would love that. If I can still do whatever I got to do, I would love that. But, 85, I think, is still a good life,
Yeah.
But with that being said, we're getting like pretty close. Like it's
Yeah,
not
it
that
is,
many more
dude.
summers. Like I've done the math. It's like not too far away. So
It's a couple spins around the sun.
yeah,
That's all you get.
scary stuff. So I just try to remind myself of that. Make sure I have fun.
That's a cool perspective, man. And that's a cool perspective of how you've been able to identify that with your children, because I've always had the perspective that life is super long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, last week was fucking forever ago for me.
Yeah.
Like, or even yesterday, dude. It feels
Mhm.
like an eternity ago.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you said that now that I have kids and I could see them change in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
like, that's a cool perspective, man.
And I also think time goes by much faster too because I don't get as much downtime.
Because you're with the kids.
Oh, dude, like my brain never turns off. Like my brain is always on. Like even when you get home, like you just want to relax,
Mhm.
like watch TV,
You want a veg?
a veg.
You want a veg?
What's
You want to
that?
like veg? Like
That's a
you want to be a
word.
vegetable?
Oh yeah,
I mean, like you don't want to be. You want to veg
yeah,
out.
dude. Yeah, and it's like when you get home, you don't get to shut off your mind and think about nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, and even if you are right, and say Roman's out here and he's just watching his show, you still have that little thing in your head, and you're like, oh, you can't really just not think about anything because you got a little one right there. You can't turn anything off mentally, even when you're asleep. Like the first thing you do when you wake up, you're like, oh, is Roman good?
That's crazy, dude.
It is crazy.
That's so nuts. Like I I don't know how parents do it, man. Like
Mhm.
it's so much.
I don't know how Miranda stays home with them all day, dude.
Is he high energy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that dude's crazy. I think, dude, Miranda will be
When's
like,
his
hey,
birthday?
his birthday is January 28th.
Okay.
Dude, Miranda will be like, hey, I'm gonna go out to dinner with my friends. I'm like, okay, cool. And she'll be like, I'll be back, 10 o'clock, whatever. It's like 6 p.m. Dude, an hour in, I'm like, holy crap.
Come home.
Dude. And it's so funny too, because like Miranda will legit be like, I'll get home from work and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, this guy. And I'm like, you were just home with him. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But then she leaves him with me for like an hour, and I'm like, babe, please
yeah.
come, come over here and help me.
That's I babysat my niece when she was
Mm,
I don't know how old she was, dude, but like baby enough where she needed to change a diaper.
mm,
And I lost her in the house. She was in the closet peeing.
mm.
And then she's like, oh, you gotta like change me. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah. Did you get grossed out?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think I've only changed one diaper in my life, which
Yeah.
is hers. I think I put it on back. I'm pretty sure I put it
Uh,
on backwards.
I remember my mom because I have a brother who's
Yeah.
5 now. I don't know, but so we have a big age gap, and
Yeah.
when he was little, like a baby, maybe like a year or two old, my mom was like, "Oh, change his diaper. I need you to change it." I was like, "No way." He's like, "You
Yeah.
are high. I'm not about to change his diaper." And then, dude, I was just grossed out. And then with Roman, this day he was born, I started changing him, and I was like, "Oh, no big deal,
Yeah.
dude. It's no big deal if it's your own child." If it's somebody else's child, I have no issue with them being like, dude, this is gross. Because
It,
I get it. It's just, so there's something about it being yours where you're just like, all right, cool. He peed on me. I don't care.
yeah. Yeah, of
You know?
course. Um, yeah, babies are something special, but something that like what I've always said, if I were to have a baby,
Mhm.
it's like what you're saying, right? Like your life completely changes.
Oh,
Your
for sure.
perspective completely changes.
Yeah,
And if
it
it
never be
doesn't,
the same.
then you're a bad father, you're a bad
Hmm.
mother. If you're the same person you were when you were single, then maybe you shouldn't have been,
Hmm.
a daddy or a mommy.
Yeah.
But that perspective, dude, the perspective of what you told me earlier to the response to that question about grow,
Yeah.
that's a dope answer, man. Because
Mhm.
I had never thought about it that way.
Yeah. Well, just think about it. Like, I'm 5'10".
Mhm.
Like, this guy is literally almost, I mean, he's up to my mid thigh.
Yeah,
Like, in 3 more years, he'll be pretty dang tall.
yeah.
That's scary. That's only at 30. I was like, then the 3 more years are gonna go
He's
by.
gonna be a teenager. Just shut up.
Oh, dude, he's smart too. He's gonna be like, I know a lot of parents say that.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty smart, dude. He was the last of. He had two cousins that were born within a week apart of him,
Uh-huh.
and they all started walking before him. And like, I think every parent has that thought, but you're like, is he okay?
Yeah.
Saw him do some weird things with his hands. I'm like, dude, I'm like, you don't say anything. You just sort of pray and hope for the best. And you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, nothing. No, he's good.
Yeah.
Until the doctors tell you something. But every parent, like you see your kid, like
Yeah.
start shaking his head. I was like,
What are you
dude, don't do,
doing?
I was like,
Don't
don't
do
do that. You look weird.
that.
And then turns out he's okay. But he walked last. And then like, we're like, oh man, are his legs okay? And
Yeah.
then, but he got it, one day. And then now though, he is like, he's hitting all those milestones like really fast. He could say his ABCs.
Mm.
He's only 2.5. He could say his ABCs. He sings songs. I don't know if it's a good sign, but he can like repeat his show that he likes word for word.
Mm.
He'll like be in the show and be an actor, and he'll repeat what the characters are saying.
Yeah.
He can count to 30.
He's
a pretty smart dude.
What's crazy, dude? It's like your wife is teaching him all these things.
Yeah.
And it's like how much he absorbs from what he sees at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like he sees dad be a certain way, he sees mom be a certain way, and it's like, dude, these kids are absorbing everything I'm saying and doing.
Yeah, they're gonna be little
sponges.
versions of us.
Yeah,
it's crazy because if you do the wrong things, it's not gonna be good.
Yeah, if you do the wrong thing, and the thing is this, man, I think like my dad was telling me the other day. He goes, I'm so sorry I was a bad dad, and I didn't know. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? And he's like, well, I used to, spank you guys, and
I think all our parents did, dude. That was just a normal thing.
It was normal, right? But I'm like, Dad, what the hell are you talking about, dude? Like, the fact that you spanked me, the fact that you were strict, the fact that you didn't let me dress a certain way, like all these things that maybe I pushed back against as a child, or maybe hated you for, like when I was a kid, have made me the man I am today.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm thankful for everything that you did.
Yeah.
Because I'm a good human being because of you. And he's like, I just feel bad. And he was like getting emotional. He's like, I feel like I made so many mistakes. I'm like, nah, dude, you didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know. My dad hasn't always been the most open. Like, for example, like to this day, I said this last time. I said it, I think on a live on TikTok. And I think my mom was watching.
Wow.
And so then I think my mom told my dad. Because after the TikTok, like maybe a week or two, or no, a day or two later, my dad texted me, I love you. Randomly.
That's funny.
And my dad never, ever says, I
Yeah.
love you. Like every time he comes here or every time I see him or whatever, I'm like, love you, Dad. I'm like, okay. And he takes off.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the thing.
Like he'll hug me and be like,
Yeah.
okay. And so, like my dad was never like that. He was always loving. He was always there. He always showed us love, but he never said it. And so he was talking about that too. Like, I never told you guys. It's like, you didn't have to tell us. Like, I fucking, dude.
Feel it. You see it. Yeah.
So as a parent, there's no handbook. And the thing is, like my cousin just had a baby. And my dad's like, if you don't eat meat, like there's something wrong. Like the baby's not going to get nutrition because my cousin's a vegan.
Okay. I agree with him.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, and she started to eat a lot of meat, dude.
Oh, okay.
But after when my dad left, I said, man, there's so many people that are going to give you advice.
Oh, yeah.
Unsolicited advice, or even if you ask for advice. But at the end of the day, you make a choice. This is my fucking child.
Yep.
This is what I feed them. This is how I raise them. These are the values that I instill in them. And everybody else, kick rocks.
And once they're adults, they're gonna take what they can, and then they're gonna do their own thing and figure out their own way as well. So it's like,
but you're gonna do your best.
You're just doing your absolute best while you can.
Yeah, and you're just doing your best. That's all you can do. Like, what more can you do?
Yeah.
What more can you do?
Yeah.
If it's your best.
Yeah. That's interesting about your dad.
Yeah.
How he just randomly sent you, I love you.
Yeah, he just sent me a text like randomly.
It's funny too, because my dad was pretty, like, he was always like, oh, I love you, give me kisses and all that stuff. But then once he went out with his friends, he was like like a troublemaker.
Yeah.
But I never saw any of that. I mean, I would see his friends come around, and his friends would like pinch my cheeks and stuff, and I hated them. Because they're all cholos. Dude, I know I don't look like I'd come from a cholo, but I came from a cholo. Now he's a pastor. He's a retired cholo.
Yeah, retired pastor helping others get to heaven.
Yeah, but dude, like, His friends were bad people, man,
Yeah.
and they would just all be sitting in our front yard in a circle on those white plastic chairs.
Yeah.
Like, they'd have me just sitting there, like, looking at lowrider magazines and playing with the little homies.
Yeah, the little homies.
Yeah, dude, my dad had a collection of those.